Hello everyone, this is Jim Okerzinski with this week's lecture video. So I'm beginning this video in the unit here in Canvas. As you can see, we have the overview and objectives section, which really talks about how reflection and revision is the process where real learning takes place. The cover letter asks you to evaluate your writing process and engage with previous essays, reflecting on what type of revisions you would improve, meeting the outcomes of the assignment. So I'm going to get to the assignment in a minute. I just want to take you through some of the pages in the module. We have, once again, the Essay 1 and Essay 2 feedback and comment videos that I produced earlier in the semester, and of course the textbook. And then we'll take you through some of the cover letter assignments here. I'm going to get over to the textbook and talk about the cover letter assignment and try to explain that so everybody is aware of where we're going and what the purpose behind this assignment is. So your last essay assignment, your essay number 4, is writing a cover letter. Now this cover letter is going to appear in the very first page of your ePortfolio, which is your website that you will build using Google Sites. And that ePortfolio will contain your revised essays and your revision plans. So this particular cover letter is really designed to help you explain what the viewer is looking at in your ePortfolio. So the task here is to write a cover letter to introduce and explain your rationale in revising 2 essays for your ePortfolio. Now, the cover letter rationale throughout the semester, we have focused on the writing process, whether it is brainstorming ideas, researching, drafting, and peer reviewing. Our goal has always been clear and concise communication. Being an effective writer requires re-seeing your work through a critical and reflective lens. So if you think back about the discussion board activity, how those activities on a week-to-week basis kind of were a scaffolding device to get you into thinking about and working on the final essay draft. A lot of times you can consider some of the discussion boards as a brainstorming activity to kind of get you thinking about what you might want to write about in the final draft. The idea here is that it's one continuous lesson throughout the unit. So as I say here, for your last assignment of the semester, you will pick 2 of your previous essays to revise while writing a cover letter explaining the rationale for your selections and revisions. So in your cover letter, your opening should answer the following. So once again, I'm giving you kind of a pathway to open up the cover letter. It's kind of like written in 2 points, 2 parts here. So I want, this is going to be paragraph structure, like the cover letter, and I'll review the example later on, probably when we get back after Thanksgiving. But it's a paragraph format in the cover letter. It's formatted a little bit differently because it is considered to be a transmittal in a cover letter, so it'll be a little bit different than writing a regular essay. So I want you to ask yourself on how do you define revision? I mean, what in your mind is revision? Is it fixing a few commas and some spelling and maybe a period here or there, or is it more looking at the holistic aspect of revision when you go into the final essay drafts? What steps have you taken this semester to revise for different audiences and contexts? Okay, what did you have to do? We had a different audience and a context and a genre for each of the 3 previous essays. How did you go about revising to meet those audiences and those contexts? How did purpose, audience, and context impact the work you did this semester? Oftentimes I hear that students coming in, especially from high school in an 1101 course, really never had to focus on purpose and audience and write the different genres that I'm asking you to write to accomplish a goal. This mirrors, really in a composition course, it mirrors the kind of writing that not only are you going to encounter in college, but more so what you're going to encounter in your work and professional life. That's kind of like what everybody does, right? So you have to look at that. If you understand purpose and audience, you can write just about anything. So I also asked, what role does peer review play in your development as a writer? And I want an honest assessment here about peer review. Did you benefit from peer review? Did you get some good feedback? If you didn't, tell me why and how. I want to know specifically what role it played in your development. If you got very little about it from it over the course of the semester, I want to know. But be specific and point to specific examples. What do you consider to be the most important components of your writing process? For everybody, it's different. For some people, it's the pre-writing activity and the thinking and the brainstorming activity. For others, it's banging out a draft and then going back and revising. For others, it may be another step. Remember, sometimes writing is just never done, it's just due. So I ask you to assess your strongest work this semester, and also beyond the learning outcomes, what goals did you have? If you had no goals or you didn't know what to expect, then you can just basically elaborate on that. What have you accomplished that you feel proud of? So if I'm looking for the strongest work, sometimes just making it through the semester and meeting all the writing assignments is actually it's quite a huge goal for your first semester in college, right? So it's important that you look at this, and this is the more of the holistic look at revision in the writing process. The next step is for you to take a look back at the essays you've written during the semester. And looking back, review not only your grade, but also comments and the comments offered in peer review. Be sure to review the original essay assignment. That's critical, and any notes that you may have. So you have to look at the assignment. You might even want to take a look at those instructional videos about my observations for essay 1 and essay 2. That might shortcut it for you. But after you look back, choose the 2 essays you want to revise, then ask yourself the following questions. Why do I want to continue working on the essay? Is there something in your mind that you didn't get to? Something that maybe you had some feedback from a peer that you couldn't finish before the essay was due? Maybe you knew all along, you just weren't grasping it and you just didn't get your best work out on those drafts, but you like to come back to it and try it again. This is like the do-over time right now. What did I originally plan to do in an essay but was not able to accomplish? Maybe you got stuck working. Maybe something happened and you had to get something turned in so you wouldn't be late. And that happens an awful lot. Now's your chance to fix that and do exactly what you wanted to do. What opportunities for improvement do I have? Like, where do you see opportunities? Sometimes you see opportunities in revisions, sometimes people don't. Oftentimes people say, man, I just can't go back to blue collar brilliance anymore. I just don't want to read about Rosie and Joe. And they will avoid revising essay 2, and really it's a chance to pick up the most points, but they will turn around and actually pass on that. So some of the specifics that you could look at is how can I make my focus clear, integrate support more thoroughly, reorganize, restructure, or reframe, edit sentences, vivid details, clear statements, active voice, and really, you have to demonstrate a concerted effort in revising. I mean, if you think you're going to get some more points, fixing a few commas, changing a few things around, kind of a proofing kind of revision, you might want to rethink that effort because it's just generally not going to be successful. So that is the assignment. I am the audience for the cover letter. So in order to explain what you're revising, I'm the sole reader that matters, and it's the first thing I'll read before moving to your revised essays and even your revision plan. So once again, as I've been saying consistently throughout the semester, I want you to show me. So you have to figure out what revisions you are making, what essays you are going to revise. You need to go back and complete the revision plans because those are separate assignments. There are 2 revision plans you have to do, for one for each essay that you're going to revise, and those are worth 25 points apiece. And you have to be specific in the revision plans. Look at the feedback from your peer reviewer, look at my comments in the folder, and make your revisions, and we'll cover the revision plan assignment probably on the screencast, during the screencast video on Sunday night. Next week being Thanksgiving, the screencast video might be a bit longer because there will be no lecture video over the Thanksgiving holiday. But be aware that you have to show me your revisions, okay? Have to show me your revisions because that's what we do, right? So I hope this explanation and lecture video covers all the bases in your thinking for the cover letter assignment. Be sure to take a look at the Drive folder. I believe the Essay 4 folder is in there. Along with the revision plan on Sunday night, I'll probably talk about the Google Drive instructions because it's going to be a little bit more elaborate because of all the work we're doing for the last unit. Okay, so read those instructions for the cover letter module closely, and I'll cover them in a screencast. All right. That said, good luck. Stay safe out there.